Hello. I'm going to show you how I make journal covers with chipboard and my printable downloads. When I'm done with them, they look like old distressed vintage books, like this. So when you're purchasing my journal cover downloads, you either get one or two files depending on the style that you're purchasing. When you receive the ones that just have the one file, you need to print two so that you can have a front cover and a back cover. And when you purchase the printable set that has a front and back, then you just print one of each. As far as the supplies you're going to need, besides the printouts, you'll need some chipboard, a couple of binder rings. As an option, you can use some eyelets. These are 3/16 that work well with the crocodile. Some Mod Podge and some glue and seal like this one. So I went ahead and I folded my front cover and back one, and I'm going to go ahead and glue these to the chipboard. So the way I like to do it is I just you can use any kind of glue for this part. Something that you like to work with. I like the Podge myself. It's easy and it dries fairly quick. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread it all across the first half here. Okay. And I just place it up to the crease, like that. And then you just wiggle it around a bit so that you can make sure that you are placing it in the right spot. Now sometimes if you don't get glue everywhere, you can go back in and make sure that you get all the corners. Like I'm doing here. This can also be done after you've cut your cover as well. If you have one of these brayers, this is a nice tool to use just to press the glue down. Okay. So basically I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that on this side as well. And then I'm going to do the same for this piece. And this one's going to go here. Okay? Then we're going to let this dry for a few hours before we continue and trim it and add our holes. Okay? Okay, so the covers have been drying for a little while, and then I went ahead and I trimmed them off of the sheet of chipboard. Okay, if you have a paper trimmer that is capable of taking the thickness of the chipboard, you can use that. In my case, I use the X-Acto knife and my ruler. And when you apply lots of pressure, you're pretty much guaranteed a really nice clean line. You don't have to worry too much about you know, rough edges, because that's what the inking is really nice for. I'm going to go ahead and round my corners on the two outer edges. I always like that finish. Clean that up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to distress the edges and cover up some of the imperfections like I was saying. With the chipboard being nice and thick, I'm going to spread some of this ink flat like that to cover up, and then I'm going to go at an angle like this. See how that covers up the white strip there was there, and this little torn bit here covers it up nicely. And it really adds to the vintage, tattered look of the download. Now we're all ready for the holes for our binder rings. I have a pre-made template for lining up my holes, and I'm going to use that if I can just find it. That's my dog you can hear in the background there. There we go. Okay. So I like to keep all my holes at the same distance on all my journals, like here, so I created a template. And I'm just going to trace where I want to put the holes. Now I have a crocodile, that's what I'm going to use, but if you don't have one of these, you can use just a regular hole puncher. I've set it to 1/2 inch, and it's for a 3/8 hole to go with the eyelets of the same size. With the chipboard, sometimes the excess punch cardboard stays stuck in there. But somehow it gets through. There we go. And that's almost it. The next step that I would do, which I'm not going to do tonight, I would use this glue and seal from Ink Essentials. I really love this stuff. I prefer it over the Mod Podge for sealing my journal covers. I just like the feel of it after it dries. It doesn't feel so sticky. And even if I use Mod Podge that's matte, I still find it has too much of a gloss compared to this one. So that's what I use for that. Now as far as putting eyelets on, that's your choice. I find that using 3/16 eyelets, I need to use bigger binder rings so that the pages flip over nicely. When I don't insert an eyelet in there, I can get away with the 1-inch rings, and the journal opens up nicely anyway. So I'll show you what I mean here. This journal has the eyelets, so I ended up with the bigger rings, because see, when you flip it open like that, you have room to flip nicely, and you don't get all stuck. Whereas this one here, I didn't use eyelets, I just punched the holes and then I added a little flower embellishment there. And it opens just as nice, like that. Now if I were to use chipboard on these covers, I probably would just insert a piece on the front part and on the back part. You know, I would glue it, and then I would glue the inner piece, the inner layer. I don't think I would put a piece inside here, but that's just my personal preference. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below the video, and I'll answer whatever questions you may have. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this.